Sherrilyn Ifill is an African-American civil rights lawyer who works to make sure laws treat every person with respect and care. She became famous for defending the right of people to vote and to have a real voice in their country. In this story, we will learn how she grew from a curious girl into one of the most trusted guardians of democracy in the United States. Children and adults listen to her because she speaks with courage and clear honesty. Her life shows that using knowledge and bravery together can change unfair rules and protect entire communities. Sherrilyn Ifill was born in New York City in 1962. Her parents came from the island nation of Barbados and taught their children to value school and faith and service to others. Sherrilyn was the youngest of 10 children and learned early to speak up so that her ideas could be heard. When her mother passed away, Sherrilyn faced deep sadness but also a strong desire to help others who hurt. She read many books and watched the news so she could understand how the world worked. In high school, she began to see that unfair treatment based on race or money was still real in the United States. That knowledge planted a seed of purpose in her heart. After high school, Sherrilyn Ifill went to Vassar College where she studied hard and asked many questions about history and justice. She saw that laws are not just words on paper. Laws shape whose voice counts and whose voice gets ignored. After college, she attended New York University School of Law. There she learned how to read cases and argue in court so that judges would listen. She spent summers learning from wise mentors including judges and human rights leaders. Law school was not easy, yet she did not give up. She discovered that her special power was the ability to explain complex ideas in simple, strong language that regular people could understand. Once she finished law school, Sherrilyn Ifill began her career at the American Civil Liberties Union and soon after joined the NAACP Legal Defense Fund, also called LDF. At LDF, she worked as a young lawyer on important voting rights cases. In one major case in Texas, she helped show that judges should be chosen in ways that give Black and Latino voters a fair chance to elect people who understand their lives. The case went all the way to the Supreme Court of the United States. The court agreed that the Voting Rights Act protects voters even in state judicial elections. This victory proved that careful research and clear arguments can move even the highest court toward fairness. In 1993, Sherrilyn Ifill joined the faculty at the University of Maryland School of Law. She taught there for about 20 years. In her classes, she guided law students through real-life civil rights problems. She created clinics where students worked with people who were returning home from prison and needed help to restart their lives. She also wrote a powerful book titled On the Courthouse Lawn. In this book, she explained how the history of lynching and racial terror still shaped communities in the present day and how honest public conversations could bring healing. Her teaching and writing helped both students and towns face hard truths without losing hope. In 2013, Sherrilyn Ifill became the 7th President and Director Counsel of the NAACP Legal Defense Fund. She was only the second woman to hold this role. Leading LDF meant guiding a team of lawyers, researchers, and organizers who fight for racial justice all over the nation. Under her leadership, they worked on cases about fair voting districts, equal education, and ending discriminatory policing. She spoke before Congress and other leaders about the importance of strong civil rights laws. When some states tried to weaken voting protections, she helped design new legal strategies to defend voters and to show how barriers like strict identification rules harm communities of color. During her time at LDF and beyond, Sherrilyn Ifill also became a trusted public voice. She appeared on television and wrote articles in major newspapers and magazines. She explained why voting matters, how courts affect daily life, and why everyone must care about who sits on the bench. She reminded people that democracy is not a thing that stays strong on its own. It must be tended like a garden. When leaders used dangerous language or ignored the rule of law, she warned that silence could cause real harm. Her calm yet firm words helped many families and students understand the news and feel less confused or afraid. After nearly a decade leading LDF, Sherrilyn Ifill stepped down from that position and moved into new roles. She became a senior fellow at a major foundation and a visiting professor at top law schools. Later, she joined Howard University School of Law, where she serves as a distinguished professor of civil rights. There she launched the 14th Amendment Center for Law and Democracy. This center studies how the Constitution promises equal protection and how that promise can guide modern solutions to problems like voter suppression, unfair policing, and attacks on democratic institutions. Through public programs and research, the center helps communities and leaders imagine a more just future. The life of Sherrilyn Ifill carries clear lessons for children and teens today. First, pay attention in school because reading and history and civics give you tools to challenge unfair systems. Second, respect your own voice even if others seem louder. Sherrilyn learned to speak up in a large family and later in crowded courtrooms. Third, remember that courage often means steady work over many years, not just one bold moment. Her success came from thousands of hours of study, careful listening, and strategic planning with her team. Finally, know that democracy needs protectors of every age. You can ask questions when something seems unfair, support classmates who face bias, and when you are old enough, you can vote and help shape the laws that govern all of us. If you like this video and would like to see more content like it, please give it a thumbs up, share it with others, and subscribe to our channel. Our goal is to educate and preserve history.